Something about being able to have to work in direct care with the kids and be there for them when they may feel like nobody is. The relationships that we've built, it just, it warms my heart. Well, if I had to give advice to someone who is trying to be a mentor, I would say that, give yourself grace with the lessons that you're learning. It's your first time living, but take what you're learning and see how you can help somebody else with their first time living too.
So I became a mentor because I experienced some grief when I was like around 15, and my dad, he passed away, and I didn't really know how to deal with that grief at the time. And I wish I had a mentor to work with that with me, because I think that I would have made different decisions around that time in my life. And so I became a mentor so I could be that for somebody else's child, so that maybe they'll make better decisions than I did. So yeah, that's why I became a mentor. I wouldn't necessarily say I have one, but I think that even as an adult, you should have a mentor for sure. I don't think that you're ever too old to have a mentor.
I became a mentor so that I could have an impact on the next generation. I think that it's really important for adults and older people to pour into the next generation, because they are the future of the nation. They are the future of the world that we live in. And so the more positivity we can pour into them, I feel like the better. So that's the reason I became a mentor. I've had several mentors, both dead and alive. I see, someone like Dr. King as a mentor, someone who I never met, but just reading about his life and, the sort of passion that he had for others and, to improve the world is something that I really admire. But, and people that I have met, I would say Dr. Felton, who is the president of Wiley University. He was a great mentor to me. He worked at my college, Livingstone College, when I was there. And he just is one of those people that, like I said, poured into me and just gave me advice when I needed it, and fed us, just did, the sorts of things that you expect, older people to do for the younger generation. Just kind of guide them and give them advice.
I became a mentor because a long time ago, I realized that my purpose in life had to do with being there for children, especially underdeserved children, vulnerable, kids who just need somebody, a friend. And I always grew up around kids, my little cousins, siblings, all those things. And I just became really passionate about the work. And when I chose this particular title, I looked at the values and I realized it aligned with a lot of things that I stand for, that I represent, that my family represents, things like that. I have way too many mentors in my life. I have been loved and poured into by many people, including my aunts, my mother, my grandmother, a lot of teachers, professors. But the number one person who I could say honestly was everything and more for me was Miss Sarah. She was my professor, one of the first ones I had when I got to college, and she taught me social work. And within social work, we just learned about the importance of human relationships and the dignity and worth in the person, service, very important. And I don't know, like, she always has been a person there to uplift me and encourage me. So I always listen to what Miss Sarah say, and she's still in my life today.